Hey everyone, I've been getting a lot of requests recently from people asking me to do a full in-depth review of the new Kove 8X Pro. So I hope this video will satisfy those guys. So let's get started. I'm going to do a little walk around first of all, so you guys can have a look at the bike. First of all, I think it looks really mean, especially the lights. It's very aggressive. And it comes with Acron wheels, back and front. The shop told me that these KOSO brake calipers have Brembo pads inside, so I guess it's a combination between Brembo and KOSO. It also comes stock with the Scorpion Rally STRs, which is pretty decent. I've made some small adjustments, which I will talk about in a little bit. So yeah, this is of course the other side. And again, comes with the 5-to-5 chain, which is a bonus. I know, especially for off-roading. And yeah, this is a stock rack if you want to mount some things. There's a weight limit though, 5 kgs, but you're always welcome to change that. And yeah, this is also not stock, but I will get into that in just a little bit. So let's get started. So let me first talk about the upgrades that I did. First thing that I changed was this crash bars. It comes stock with small crash bars, which is connected here and goes down to the engine, or connects at the bottom there, not at the engine, which is pretty good. So if you fall down, you won't move your engine. So I changed to this GS ATV, which comes around here in the front, and it's pretty sturdy. I also mounted some spotlights, which I think looks pretty decent, and it doesn't get in the way if you fall down. And another thing that I changed was the stock bash plate. So for me, that is a very important thing, to have more protection around the engine. So this S-Wolf bash plate is pretty decent. It's got a really good rating. It's 4mm steel, and you can see it basically protects everything. The bike comes stock with a radiator guard, which is nice. And also I did some stickers here, as you can see here. Of course the whole sticker kit on the bike, which is not stock. And then I have this exhaust protector, because after the first little incident I thought it would be better to get protection. It does have this heel protection against the mini cat there. Other than that, what I have changed, I have a camera just for safety in the front and in the back. I have these frame sliders here, and this of course for the stand. It does not come with a center stand, but I don't really care too much about that. Other than that, I also changed the mirrors to some folding mirrors from Westwind Moto. And then I have this extra little wind guard, or here as a windshield, which is pretty nice, especially if you do highway riding. And I have added Barkbusters. They are all the same. It's the same fit as the KTM 790, so no need to worry about specific measurements there. What you should know is that it fastens over the top, not at the bottom like the KTM. So another question that I got from a lot of people is about the interface and how easy is it to use. So let's get started. I'm going to turn it on here so that you can see how bright it is. There you can see the Kove running. I have a screen protector on it, that's why it's so scratched. So I switch it to night mode, as I like the black. But you have the opportunity to switch between day mode. You can see the display mode. It has a daytime, which is white, which I don't really like. Personally, I don't like the white. So there you can see your speedo with the rev counter, and at the bottom you have your heat gauge and fuel with your odo and your trip. It also have the oil pressure light here, and your brights and dim lights up top, and time of course. And which is really awesome, it comes stock with a tire pressure monitor, both front and rear. It gives you average fuel and average speed rating as well. which is pretty decent, I think, for a bike that's not too expensive. So I want to talk a little bit about the settings. First of all, you have the ability to pair your phone, and you have full navigation access or mirror Apple CarPlay. You also have the opportunity to answer and decline calls on the motorcycle. There are 2 driving modes, Sport and Eco. Also ABS switch can be all on, rear off, or all off, which is nice. Same with the traction control. It has a rain mode, a traction control off, and then once you switch traction control, you can decide once off, which will be restored once you do a key ignition off, then it will be on again, or a long-term off. And if you have long-term off, it doesn't matter if you turn the key off, it will stay off. Other than that, the rain mode, I haven't really tried it yet. And then you have more settings where you can check your Bluetooth connection, tire pressure, you can set the alarm limits for the front wheel and the rear wheel, and temperature, same for the rear. And then you can match it, of course, if it doesn't work. The display, as I said, you can change the mode to day or night, and you also have the opportunity to change the brightness. I have had no issues with brightness thus far, so it's pretty decent. There's a headlight mode where you have the opportunity between automatic, manual and light always on. So I can show you guys, at the moment my light is always on, so it has these small little LEDs in the side of each halogen bulb here. And then of course when you turn the bike on, the light will turn on. So that's about it for settings. Of course, time setup, just changing the time, stuff like that. And then you have trip data, where you can pick the order. What do you want? Average speed, average feel, or top speed. You can pick 2 out of the 3. And then there's a short mileage, which of course is your trip data, the presentation there, and also the cleaning. If you want to clear it, there's another way to clear it as well. So if I want to clear my trip data here, the easiest way is to just hold the bottom cursor here and we'll go back to 0. And then if you want to switch to your trip 2, you just hold the top and it will go to 2. There we go, and you can see there's the information for trip 2. I'm going to switch back to trip 1, just like that. So now I will give a quick look at the ECU and the fuel tank. So it's really easy to remove the seat. You just put your key in here, you turn it once and you pull the seat up, and then you move it backwards and it's out. So as you guys can see here, the fuel tank has a pretty nice design. Of course it starts here, it's not too wide like on the KTMs, and of course it doesn't go too low just like the 790. And this is also part of the fuel tank. It stops like right above the rear wheel, which give it an awesome center of gravity. And yeah, it's really easy to maneuver on and off-road. It comes with a Bosch ECU. I believe it's the same as the BMWs, the Motronic ECU. And yeah, I have some stickers here on the fuel, and pretty simple, standard. I do have bar raisers in. As you guys can see, you have fully adjustable suspension from KYB in the front, and also in the rear is a fully adjustable KYB. There's the knob, as you can see, to adjust it. Other things that I think is pretty awesome, it has a quick shifter standard. You can see here the little shifter pick can move if you hit a branch or something, and this small little mechanism here that you see is the quick shifter, which is really new. I have never seen a quick shifter this small on any other motorcycle, and I know a lot of people will think, oh, quality might be not as great, but thus far I haven't had any issues with quick shifting up or down. And you do have to keep the fuel open. If you close your throttle, then the quick shifter will not work. So very important to keep the fuel open, especially if you switch up. Switching down, you do not have to keep the fuel open. Another added bonus is the bike comes with a steering stabilizer standard. As you can see there, it has a fast ace steering stabilizer. I did add some fork protection and seal protection here, as I do some off-roading. I don't want dust to get into my seals. But yeah, the bike is pretty decently built. One thing that I like on this motorcycle is it comes with a chain guard already. Also this protection here, it's a piece of rubber in front of your rear wheel to stop rocks from spraying over and hitting your suspension. I recommend that you get a cover just for your rear reservoir braking fluid, as some small rocks might get over. I haven't had issues, but yeah, just a recommendation. So next I will give a little start up. So now I guess a lot of people want to know what other functions it has. It comes with a USB, it has a normal USB and USB-C port, and it only works with the ACC power, so it won't work or drain your battery when the bike is off, which is nice. No need to install one yourself. I did add extra heated grips. It doesn't come with heated grips, and I also added the shorty levers from ASV. So let's have a little start up, and then you guys can hear how the bike sounds. So it comes with a lithium battery, so in the winter it doesn't struggle to start at all. It's a little cold, or not really. It has a temperature gauge, so right now it's at 49 degrees, but I really think the bike sounds awesome. Sounds really good for the KTM clone engine. So this is what the lights look like when they are on, not on bright. So I will switch to full on bright mode, and you can see the difference there. It's really bright, and the lights are pretty decent. I just added the spotlights as an extra, which I think looks pretty cool, especially with the theme that I went with, the bumblebee theme. The yellow lights look pretty decent. So if I have to give you guys a personal opinion, I really enjoy the bike. I haven't had any issues. I've dropped it a couple of times off-road already. If you don't believe me, you can look at the scratches here on the exhaust. And I touched up this crash bar already and here. So the bike held up pretty well for what I've done with it. Also on my Barkbusters here, some scratches, and we did some decent off-roading. I would suggest, if you're going to ride more off-road, you might want to get some real off-road tires. The Scorpions are awesome, but they're not that great compared to the other off-road tires. So just some small things here. There's your oil gauge to see. Other than that, it's pretty much a KTM clone, although it sounds much better in my opinion, because it doesn't have a cat or a bread box. As you can see, there's no bread box like on the KTM here. It only has this little mid-pipe cat, which is really small. That's why it sounds so damn amazing. So right now I will give you guys a little drive-by video. Nothing serious, I'm just outside the park here at my home. So it starts up, and I will turn off my traction control and ABS, and then just lift off a little bit. really light, really easy to handle off-road. As you guys can see, the ABS turn off on the rear works 100%, as well as traction control switch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. So next I want to give you guys a little first-person view of what everything looks like. As you can see, the weather is pretty bad, and you can see my key was off. So let's see, after I switch the traction control off, once off, it will go on again. As you can see there, same with the ABS. That one I kept off. So let's enjoy the ride. Quick shifter, no issues. And you can see there, ABS off, easy to lock up the rear. The bike is really easy to handle. No issues getting off the curb. So I want to show you guys how easy it is to wheelie the bike. I'm leaving my traction control off because it doesn't want to wheelie if it's on. So let me show you. Power wheelie, no need for your clutch. Literally just like that. One more. Very, very easy to lift off. The bike is so light. Now I want to show you guys what happens if I turn the traction control on and I try to wheelie. You don't have to switch the bike off. I just do it so that you guys can hear, because it's really loud. So this is in eco mode. Let me show you guys how effective the traction control is. So same, I'm just going to, there you go, traction control kick in. It gives power kills every time, no matter if the front just lifts. Will kick out the power. So traction control is really good. So now we can go for a little drive on road and you guys can experience the bike with me. There's just a little show of the quick shifter. First gear, here's my hand. Second gear. Third gear. Down. Second. Third. And it's really stable. I mean, look at it. ABS is pretty decent. The brakes are really decent on this bike, and it sounds so pretty amazing. I will stand up and ride a little bit so you guys can see, and I will only use my quick shifter. there we go. Whew. I love it. Totally love it.